The next two tools and all their alterations kind of go together, so I'm just going to blow right through these. The first tool that we're going to look at is the blur tool. This tool allows you to smooth out the edges of pictures, censor imagery, and blur out things for an artistic purpose. You simply click on something and then swipe it over it, and you can see it start to blur. As you can see now, the mushroom is looking a lot more blurry than it was before. The next tool is the sharpen tool. This tool also allows you to smooth out edges, and it can be used for some of the same purposes as the blur tool, but it's not quite as useful, I've found, and sometimes it can make your pictures look a lot more jagged and lower quality. The smudge tool allows you to smear your work like paint on a canvas. This can be used for a variety of artistic purposes and also to make your objects look like they're in motion. As you can see here, I've made it so that it looks like Mario is in motion. Now, this isn't my best work when it comes to motion simulation, but it's still presentable. And you can use this tool and experiment with it until you find out how you can create the illusion of motion. Let's move on to our other three tools. The dodge tool isn't really a tool that we're going to be using, so I'll skip over that. The burn tool. This tool is used to make things more dark. This can be used to in photos to create darker skin tones and also enhance pictures in various ways. Here's an example of how you can adjust the skin tones. First, I'm going to make the diameter larger, and now just go over it, and you'll notice that her skin is a bit more tan now. It can be used to enhance photographs, and it can be really useful in that sense. Sponge tool is basically like using the contrast on your TV and adjusting it, because you can make things more saturated and less saturated. When you set your mode to saturate, it makes things a bit more contrasting, and it gives a bit more vibrant color. Desaturate has the opposite effect. This makes things a bit less colorful, makes them more leaning towards black and white. This has its purposes too, especially when you're doing something artistic and you want to set a mood. The next tool we're going to be doing is the text tool. This is represented by the T right here. With the text tool, you simply draw a box and then type in your text. Now you notice this is the same text I used earlier, the same font. So I'm going to change it, and you can go up to here and adjust your font and whatnot. And I'm going to set it to something simple like Arial. And then change the color to something that stands out a bit, like red. And then you can use your move tool to move it around. Now you can delete your text by simply deleting its layer. Every text box that you create will automatically have its own individual layer. I don't really need to tell you how to adjust your text because this is Microsoft Word territory, but there's one more thing I can show you, and this is using your word art. You can warp your text through various ways, as you can see right here. You can make it arc, or you can do all kinds of different things. Make it twist and turn in all these different ways. So this is useful for making your text seem less boring, and you can adjust the variables like how much it bends and whatnot. So this is something you're going to have to experiment with on your own, because I don't really have time to get into every single one of these modes. The next tool we'll look at is the eyedropper tool. This tool allows you to click on any color on your actual canvas, and then it'll change your selected color to that color. So let's see, I'll click on the red right here, and you'll notice my color is now red, and whenever I use my brush, it draws in that exact same shade. This can be very useful whenever you're doing precise editing and you want to make sure you use the precise shades of certain colors, because it can make a difference. The last two tools we'll be looking at don't actually alter your product in any way, it just alters how you view it. You can use the magnifier to zoom in on your pictures and get a closer look, and then you can use the hand tool to move around your canvas. Also, if you want to zoom in or out, the percent at the bottom left corner of your project window can be adjusted, and you can manually adjust how far it's zoomed out. Remember that a greater percentage means a greater zoom. It took a while, but now we're completely done with the tools. Now you should have a basic grasp of each of these. For the final part of this tutorial,